welcome to my channel. My name is Lainey and I am the maker behind Penny Pot Cottage. If you're new here, then welcome to the chaos. Thank you very much for joining us. And if you are a returning subscriber, then thank you very much for coming back to return to the chaos. So this week's video is about Widecombe Fair, which I went to last week on Tuesday the 9th of September. Widecombe is a place in Devon. It's called Widecombe In The Moor, and as you'll see from some of the videos, it literally is in the middle of the moor. So it's in the moor and not on the moor, and it's steeped in folklore. There's a very famous poem called Uncle Tom Cobley All, and I was going to write it, I was going to print it out and read it to you, but honestly it's about 8 or 9 verses, so it's long, and it's quite hard to read because it was written years ago. So if you're interested, just Google Uncle Tom Cobley All Widecombe Fair in Devon, and it will bring it up. But it's a beautiful village. The fair is held in September every year, and is it kind of has a nod to the poem, to Tom Cobley. As you'll see in the video, there's a gentleman riding along on a greyish, a light grey horse. I think it probably is a mare, and he's supposed to be Tom Cobley as he came riding through the village. So you'll see a little clip of that. Sorry, so Elmo's here, look. He doesn't want to say hello because he just wants to look out the window. Okay, we'll let him do that. Yeah, so you have a look at the video and I'll pop back on and tell you the results. Come on, you. Rosie, Rosie, don't bark at everybody. Your dad's down there, Mose. He's in the field down there somewhere.
Oh yay! Oh yay! Oh yay! Welcome to Widecombe Fair. Look around here, then carry on through the village for a short walk to the fair field. Lots of events and attractions and stalls, horses, sheep, dogs, and a refreshment tent with a bar, live music all day long. And at 11 o'clock, we'll be having our town criers competition on the green here. Get a programme with all the details on. Have a great day and the best fair in England today. God save King!
So fit check for today. There's my sign out. I've pegged it down hopefully properly. Oh, stuck. So we are running with the 2 metre today because Steve's down in the bottom field with the 3 metre. Very selfish, but as it is his, I guess I have to let him have it. So here we go. And we are very, very low on stock. I've never had such a small amount of stock. So in hindsight, probably the 3 metre would look ridiculous. But I've sent so much of it to the Artisan Island shop in Weymouth because they keep selling it. So woohoo! Big up to them. Thank you. It's amazing. But yeah. Hey Debs, just a little bit for you. Debs from Coastal Crochet UK. They've got town criers here. And joy of joy, they're going to be having a town crier competition. 11 o'clock, there's going to be 10 criers. Great. And then again at 2 o'clock, there's going to be the second cry. Woohoo! I laughed my boots off when I saw them coming along, and I just looked around and I thought, is Debbie here? Have they followed her? But no, they're coming for me now, Debs. Let's do a little check on Mosey Mo. Oh, little puppy's fast asleep. She likes being here, but she does get a little bit anxious around other dogs and lots of noise. And she also gets very, very excitable to meet people. So I'll get her out again later and we'll have a wander around. But for now, she's been to the toilet. She didn't want her breakfast. She just tried to bury it in the grass. So I popped her back in the car so she have a nice long snooze because she was up very early. And then she can come out again later on. The rain came, starting to drive people away, I think. Not really a lot going on out there now. Not a lot of people coming in, and there's a lot more people going out, which is a shame. Hasn't been a great day. We've still got another 2 hours to go. People are just going home now. Just trying to get out of the rain. The band's gone. The coaches are coming in. It's really... So nobody's wanting to stop. So as you can see from the video, it didn't end very well. It it started well. In the beginning, it was quite busy and there was a lot of interest. And there were a lot of folks saying, oh, you know, when I come back this way, I'll stop by, which I think we all take with a pinch of salt, don't we? But we also all hope that they might do. And the way that the fair is set up, as you saw, there was myself on the green, but I was on the edge of the green. So there was a road that ran through the centre. And then that road goes down further into the village, down to the craft tent. So there was a field down, there were 2 fields down there, I think. One was the craft field, and then one was where they had other activities and things going on. So it meant that I think some people parked down that end if they came in cars. And I think the car park, which was near me, was where the coaches and the buses came in. And because of the way the green was set up, although they had to come back up the hill if they were catching the bus or the coach, they didn't have to necessarily come back along the road. They could have gone round the green, the internal part of the green, the inner circle, and then gone to the coach that way. So I think a lot of people didn't actually come back. In fact, there was 1 or 2 that I was almost looking out for. Just, you know, a quick glance as people were going past, and I didn't see them at all. So I'm assuming that they just, they got sidetracked and went off somewhere else. And there was another car park as well, actually, that wasn't used for cars, but it was used for other stalls. So there were about, I suppose, a couple of fields, 2 different bits on the green, and another car park. So there were about 5 different areas for people to look round. So if they've already been along one area, then they're going to go to another, and then another, and then another, and on the way back they could just do a bit that they hadn't seen. So anyway, I'm rambling because I did 4 sales, so it's not really a lot to tell you. It was a pitch fee of £65. It was an hour from home, and that was 52 miles. So that was £7.80 in fuel. So my expenses were £72. Sorry, you literally just fell off. So where was I? My expenses were £72.80. What I took on the day was £48. And if I take my materials into that was £10.31. So it was £62.50 or whatever. Not £62. I can't even think. Anyway, I didn't make my money back. I didn't make my money back. Yes, so my £48 became £38. Let's just forget about the 31. My brain can't cope. So £48 worth of sales, but £10 worth of materials. So I took £38, and my expenses was £72. You do the math on that. But yeah, I lost money, and it was a real shame. And I spoke to a lot of the other traders. Some of them had double stalls there, and nobody really says what they actually take or don't take, but they'll say whether they had a good day or not. And a lot of the ones that had 2 stalls said it wasn't a particularly good day for them. And it wasn't just the weather, because people were being bussed in, came in on buses and coaches. There was nowhere else for them to go, so they just enjoyed looking around anyway. But of course, when the really heavy rain came, it pretty much did clear out, because people just dived under a tree or dived into I think there's a beer tent somewhere down in the craft field, and I think a lot of people just sort of dove in there, and then when it stopped, just made their way back to their cars or their coaches. The car park had quite a long queue of people at all times later in the afternoon. So from about 2:30 onwards, the car park, the car park that they'd closed off for cars but had opened up for the coaches and the buses to bring people up on the park and ride, there were queues and queues of people just all waiting to catch the next bus in to go back to their car. So yeah, it was a disappointing day, and it's not one that I'll go back to, because I'm not just going to blame the weather. It definitely wasn't my audience. The people that would normally buy were not there. So yeah, lesson learned on that one. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth trying again. I think I've already said that Pride got cancelled, so that was a bit disappointing. So at the moment it feels a little bit on the down, but there's no point thinking like that. I've got loads of commissions, so that's really good, and I'm working my way through those, and I'm now looking forward. I think my next one is going to be Goosey Fair in Tavistock, and I'm really looking forward to that one. I know that that's a busy day. The town shuts from 9 a.m. through to 9 p.m. Steve always trades out in the street. I decided not to go in the street because it's over £100 to trade out there, and I'm going in the butcher's hall, which is considerably cheaper. It does mean that we might not necessarily get the footfall that would go through the streets, but I just don't think it would be worth being outside. You know, at least being inside, I can be warm, I can be dry. I've got the toilets right next to me, which is something I'm always very grateful for, and there's a little kitchen, and the butcher's hall is going to be full of makers, so people selling handmade items, whereas the streets that are closed are more well, some of them are market traders. They literally are market traders. They come down from Manchester and London, and they have the market type stalls that they have all their goods up there. And then you've got, you know, the local traders who will be out there as well. So anyway, I'm very much looking forward to that. And then I've got Bampton Charter Fair at the end of October, and then I've got Charlestown in November, the end of November, and then I've got a couple I think booked in for December, but I'm not looking too far ahead at the minute. I'm going to look to the next one, and I've also got the shops to restock. So I have got plenty to do, but yeah, just the last couple. Well, I can't say that the Pride one was disappointing because I didn't get to do it, so I was disappointed that I didn't get to do it. But actually, not many of the ones in Cornwall or Plymouth was cancelled from the beginning. They didn't ever run it. I'm not sure if Tavistock ran or not. Not sure about that one. Newquay got cancelled. St Austell was cancelled. Yeah, bit strange, but anyway, there you go. That's the way it goes. So from me and this little fluff ball, if he's going to say, you're going to say goodbye or not? No, are you going to say anything? You're going to look at the screen? No, he doesn't want to. He just wants to look out the window. Who wants to? Normally likes to look at the cows, but there's no cattle in the field. They've gone. He just likes to look out the window. So I will catch up with you soon. Have a great week. Lots of love. Bye for now.